Welcome to Bad Movie Beatdown! Now, you may have noticed that I haven't reviewed a romantic comedy yet, and this is for two reasons. A, I'm a guy, so I don't watch many romantic comedies, and B, complaining about romantic comedies is a cliche. It's like complaining that, water is wet, or the sky is blue. I mean, there's only so many ways you can get two people to come together. So, in order for me to review a romantic comedy, it has to be offensively bad. Luckily, The Ugly Truth is offensive to both sexes, so it more than qualifies. Katherine Heigl made headlines when she said this about Knocked Up. It's a little bit sexist. It paints the women as shrews as humorless and uptight, and it paints the men as lovable, goofy, fun-loving guys. It exaggerated the characters, and I had a hard time with it on some days. I'm playing such a bitch. Why is she being such a killjoy? Why is this how you're portraying women? Now, if I'm being honest, I don't really get the whole Knocked Up is sexist argument. That film was about a man learning to accept responsibility, both for his actions and becoming a father. Thus, Heigl's character is the responsible woman, and her frustration stems from her worries about becoming her sister and the fact that she got pregnant to a fat, lazy pothead. Hardly a killjoy. But hey, this is just Heigl's opinion. I'm sure she'll readdress the balance, and what better way with a comedy that not only she produced, but so did her mum. The Ugly Truth is a battle of the sexes comedy, and the movie sums up its argument right from the opening titles. Women are about romance, and all men want is sex. Who wrote this movie again? Oh right, 3 women. Who says sexism doesn't work both ways? So we start with Heigl playing Abby, a career-driven woman who works in television. Gee, that sounds an awful lot like her character in Knocked Up. Glad to see she's stretching herself. She is a producer working for a local morning show.
I have to say, Rocco, this is the best chicken cacciatore I've ever tasted.
I need like it. It's duck cacciatore, actually.
Oh, no.
Did he just say duck?
And it's a great alternative to chicken, and it kind of tastes just like chicken, right?
Mm-hmm.
Duck, like quack quack duck?
My God! Whatever will they think of next? Turkey? Fish? But the ratings on her show are low, and her love life is even worse.
And can I get a scotch on the rocks for that too, please? Thank you.
I thought in your profile it said you like to drink red wine.
Printed out my profile.
Actually, my associate producer did. She doesn't like me to not be prepared. Not that I'm ever not prepared. Kudos, by the way, on your comprehensive car insurance plan.
It wasn't in my profile.
No, but it's in your background check.
Looky here, it's a shrewish, uptight woman who likes to background check her dates. That's definitely not sexist. We can also tell she's been single a long time because she has a cat. Because women in movies don't own cats otherwise. Said cat changes the TV to a show called The Ugly Truth, hosted by Mike Chadway, played by Gerard Butler. Oh Gerard, it's long overdue that you appear on this show, especially since you made 3 movies in 2009 and they were all shit, including this one. Here's a sampling of his wonderfully obnoxious advice.
You want a relationship, and here's how you get one. It's called a Stairmaster. Get on it.
I'm ashamed of having a penis, I hope you're happy.
So you want to win a man over, you don't need 10 steps, you need 1. And it's called a blowjob.
Because all men want blowjobs, right? An offended Abby calls into the show.
Men are completely capable of experiencing love.
Okay, I'll bite. Go on. Who's the guy?
He's smart. He's handsome, but he doesn't know it. Successful, but in a job that means something. He loves red wine, picnics, classical music.
Okay, I'll give you $100 of my own money to go get this guy and bring him down here and let me meet him.
Well, he's out there somewhere.
Wait a second. You're not even dating this guy? Oh, whoa. Okay, now I get the picture. Hold on. Oh, you're a dog. Face it. You're ugly.
Oh yes, because if you disagree with him, you're ugly. What a sound, well-reasoned argument. The following morning...
This guy's a little rough around the edges.
Face it. You're ugly.
I am not ugly.
Well,
Why are we watching this?
Say hello to our new guest commentator.
Because he's perfect morning TV material, isn't he?
Who's this delightful creature?
I'm your producer.
I like a woman on top.
Ugh, I'm a man and I want to punch him in the face.
Last night, a little phone conversation we had.
Yeah! Hey, what do you know? You're not ugly at all. Well, I want to thank you for getting me this gig. I would never have gotten it without you. You and I, we make good TV.
I do not watch your program. My cat stepped on the remote.
Oh, you want to thank your pussy for me then?
Boy, he's just like a sexual harassment suit waiting to happen. Abby wants to get rid of Mike.
I want Mike Chadway to go down in flames. I want Mike Chadway to be nothing but a pile of ash on the seat next to you. I want the janitor to come in and vacuum up the ash ashes of Mike Chadway with his dustbuster, and when he dumps it in the dumpster outside, I want the rats to vomit and defecate on the ashes of Mike Chadway.
I thought you were angry and bitter.
No, Larry, that would be my untouched vagina.
Are you laughing? She said vagina! The pinnacle of wit! The husband and wife presenting team grill Mike on his show.
Sounds to me like no one's ever loved you, and you're taking that out on the female population.
Well, while we're making these observations, Georgia, you two project this image of the perfect couple when clearly it's a lie.
What's your point, Mr. Chadway?
Yes, George, take control.
My point is that your husband hasn't had sex with you in, I'm gonna say, what, 3 months?
What am I supposed to do? Say no to the money so he can get an erection?
Oh yeah, because this would happen on morning television.
Let him be a man.
I let him be a man.
You have to let me be a man.
Let you be a man.
Let him be a man.
You get to let me be a man.
Simple as that. Now, you, Frowny McFlaccid, come on.
Let me, God damn it, Georgia, let me be a man.
No!
And they literally start making out on the news floor. That's it, the movie's jumped off a cliff. It only took them 20 minutes. But before you think we're meant to hate Mike, the film gives us a scene of him taking care of his nephew.
Last week on your show, you said always be mean to hot girls because they'll want you more. Well, I tried it on Shauna. She cried, and then I got detention.
First of all, don't listen to what I say on my show.
See, he may say the coarsest, most misogynistic things on television, but he's really a nice guy, because that makes his behaviour perfectly alright. Besides, oh, you know, everything. That night, whilst climbing a tree to get to a cat, don't ask, she spots her hunky neighbour coming out of the shower and, by the powers of contrivance, ends up hanging half naked out of the tree.
I'm stuck in the tree! I'm stuck in the tree!
It turns out her neighbour Colin fulfills her psycho checklist by being a hunky doctor who likes cats, and she falls for him. Because he was a ratings hit, Mike is now part of the show, and his first sketch involves women wrestling in Jell-O. FCC, Janet Jackson, those words ring any bells?
It was cheap titillation. I'm now going to broadcasting hell right behind the naked weather girl from Canada.
Seriously? There's a naked weather girl. Hey, can we get her?
Ooh, that sounds like a clunky segue.
Today it'll be partly sunny with a cloud cutter moving in from my left breast. Low pressure systems are moving up, so expect a cold front.
Yeah, that's the most amount of nudity you're going to get in this sex comedy. Oh, and whose idea was it to add Gerard Butler riding a hot dog in the background?
Did you hear the corporate's coming next week? Take me out to dinner?
Oh, wow. Let's hope you can chew with your mouth closed.
Why do you hate my guts?
Oh, let me count the ways.
Did Butt Boy ask you out?
Not yet. We're taking things slow, getting to know each other first. Why am I talking to you about this?
Because the plot says so? She calls Colin as Mike listens.
Hi, Colin. This is Abby. Your neighbor from last night. And I was thinking we should go out for dinner sometime.
Oh.
So I was thinking we could go on Friday.
Abby, the thing is, I haven't really settled in yet.
What the hell are you doing?
I'm saving you. He was blowing you off.
He wasn't blowing me off.
He'll be expecting you to call him. And when you don't, he'll call back.
How do you know?
Because I know how men operate. If you want it to work out with this guy, then you'll listen to me and you'll do exactly as I say.
Oh!
And so Mike becomes Abby's relationship expert. Yes, you really did hear that correctly. Why is she taking the advice of a guy she despises? I don't know.
I'll make you a deal. If you do exactly as I say and you get this guy, then you'll quit giving me shit and you'll work with me.
And if it doesn't work, what do I get?
Then I'll quit.
And do us all a favour.
Never criticize.
Even if it's constructive?
Never. Men are incapable of growth, change, or progress.
You say this was written by 3 women? How can that be?
Rule number 3, men are very visual. We have to change your look.
Hello, may I be of assistance?
Yes, you may. We need that. Cocktail dresses, tight jeans, and some bras. It'll make my friend's breasts sit up and say, hello.
Translation, dressed like a whore. And you know what the best part is? The movie's backing Mike. That's right, Mike's opinion is actually right.
Never talk about your problems, because men don't really listen or care.
Some men care.
No, some men pretend to care. When we ask you how you're doing, it's just guy code for let me stick my dick in your ass.
Oh, man, this movie has some messed up gender politics. So having suitably sexualized her, Colin knocks at the door and invites her to go to a baseball game, where Mike supplies Abby with advice through an earpiece.
Make sure you put the hot dog in your mouth nice and slowly. Men like watching penis-shaped food go into a girl's mouth.
What?
You know how many foods are shaped like dicks? The best kinds.
But here comes comic contrivance.
You know what? I can get this out. I'm sure I can. Oh, wait, hold on. It's coming!
I feel like I'm being raped by a succession of witlessly puerile sex gags.
Of all the primates, bonobo monkeys are the closest relatives to human beings both genetically and socially. Especially when it comes to sex. They use sex as a way to end an argument. One of my favorite techniques as well.
What planet is this movie meant to be on? What morning show would show monkeys having sex with each other? If they're not careful, they're going to arouse monkey bone.
So how often do you,
Do I what?
you know, flick the bean?
What bean?
Your bean. Flick it.
Oh! Gross, that's what you call it. What is wrong with you?
You know, I'd really rather not want to picture either of them masturbating, thank you. Mike gives her a present for her bean, a pair of vibrating panties. She puts them on, but by the extreme laws of comic contrivance, it turns out she's forgotten about a dinner with a corporate execs, and Colin will be coming to the dinner too, since they were meant to go on a date tonight. She kicks her purse, and the remote for the panties fall out.
What are you doing?
I'm looking for the remote.
What remote?
For the... Oh! The underwear.
Oh, I sense extremely implausible hilarity.
Tell Harold about the new teaser campaign we're starting next week. You're gonna love this.
They're unlike anything you have ever felt. Amazing. So fantastic. So fantastic. Oh, God. Oh, so great. Oh, God. Yeah. You're gonna love them. Oh.
Contrived. 1. Obviously planned and calculated. Not spontaneous or natural. Laboured. 2. The ugly truth.
Thanks for coming tonight. To dinner. That kind of coming.
You know, just in case you missed the subtle hilarity of what happened moments ago. And you gotta love how uptight Abby is being sexually liberated through the art of public humiliation. But does Mike receive similar punishment for his views? No! That would be gender equality. And of course, no romantic comedy would be complete without a montage. So you get one of the relationship between Abby and Colin blossoming. Mike gets an interview on The Late Late Show, which is apparently an audition for a job working with a rival affiliate for double pay. Abby is sent out to stop him signing with them.
Hello, little stupid penis face. You would still be on cable access if it weren't for me. Here you want to move to CBS.
Is everything okay, miss?
No, I just appear to have become a ventriloquist. She meets Mike and the discussion soon turns to her.
Just ask my producer, Abby. She thinks I'm a genius on days when she's not sexually frustrated.
Ah, yes. Thousands of lives have been enriched by your wisdom.
You have a boyfriend right now because of me.
Hey, it may have started because of you, but it's lasted because of me.
Great, so you're acting like your normal control freak, psycho self again.
I am not a control freak.
My point is that Colin likes the Mike version of Abby, not the Abby version of Abby. So don't go knocking my words of wisdom when you're living proof that they work.
See, even the characters in the movie are aware that it backs Mike. Mike does the show.
Tell me then, what's her name?
Who?
The woman that screwed you up. She must have been a doozy.
Underneath the harsh exterior, he's just hurt.
Tell me about the doozy.
It was more than just one. It was more like a parade. Codependent girls, unfaithful girls, depressed girls, narcissistic girls, phony girls, girls who, it turned out, didn't actually like me. By the time I had 30, I realized that you can only have so many lousy relationships before you figure out there's no such thing as a good one.
To prevent you from sympathising with this jackass, let's remind ourselves what else he said.
Boobies in this thing say, put me in your mouth, I taste good.
Oh yeah, he's real sympathetic. But yeah, Abby starts falling for our sympathetic male lead. That's meant to be Mike, by the way. Colin has the personality of a toothpick. Well, I say that, he comes to Abby's room and because the plot says so, becomes a sex-crazed psycho that flew on the plane just so he could have sex. To be fair, it's probably cheaper than hiring a hooker.
Oh my God. I tell you, it comes out so fast, right? Oh, wow. I guess we're have to get naked sooner than I thought.
Oh, come on. Even I wouldn't have used that line. And, of course, here comes the third act misunderstanding that breaks up the leads because we need to make this movie longer. In this case, Mike bumps into naked Colin and gets the wrong idea. I know what I said earlier about complaining about romantic comedies using cliches is a cliche in itself, but this particular one needs to be dropped fast. It's in everything. It's an epidemic that needs to be stopped. So Abby breaks up with Colin by revealing she was living a lie, only to discover that Mike has joined a rival affiliate. So both teams are at a hot balloon festival. Abby is trying as a replacement for Mike, but that doesn't go well. Of course, that means we have to get him to say things worse than what Mike said, which is no easy feat.
We're here at the balloon festival, and I'm supposed to be telling you about how men are full of hot air. But I think we all know it's the ladies that are full of crap. Just because she says no doesn't mean she means no.
Which means he has to condone rape. Classy! Any network would have cut the feed that second, but Abby takes control.
Jack Magnum will no longer be able to do the ugly truth, which should really come as no surprise, because men are completely unreliable. Take Mike Chadwick, for instance. He up and quit the show without so much as a word. You think you know what men are going to do. You think you know what men want to do. But when it comes right down to that moment where they actually need to step up and, I don't know, make a move, they chicken out.
And of course we know that's not true because she's in love with strong, hunky Gerard Butler, who definitely wears the pants in this relationship. And oh look, there he is!
Let me tell you something about women.
Huh. Hey.
Women would have us believe that they are the victims, that we break their hearts for sport. They say they want true love, but all they want is a checklist.
And what they should really do is sexualise and debase themselves, because that's all men want. And by the power of comic contrivance, they get sent up into the air in a hot air balloon, with some unconvincing blue screen effects.
They don't even know they're on the air, do they? Is there any way to tell them that they're on the air?
Nope. Oh, they're gonna curse. I know it.
You know, you could just cut the feed. Or have you ever heard of a tape delay?
You're in love with me. Why?
Beats the shit out of me.
And the audience. Thus, this completely illogical pairing share a passionate kiss. They had a quickie divorce 2 months later. This is demeaning to men and women. Women are portrayed as obsessive, controlling shrews who should sexually liberate themselves, and men are portrayed as base and shallow, who only think about sex and should not improve because they can't. The gender politics are absolutely messed up in this movie, partly because Gerard Butler's male character gets off far lighter than Katherine Heigl, and his views are barely even challenged because the movie, surprisingly, sides with him. The script is awful too. I mean, we're meant to like Butler and find him a credible romantic lead, even though he says the most vile, sexist things imaginable. And in what crazy world would Butler's shtick ever be allowed to run? The script is full of naughty words and scenes, but there's no wit. It feels like you're being bludgeoned with coarse innuendos.
Did you just say cock?
Yes. Yes, I did. I can say cock. You don't own the word. Cock. 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 Cock.
Okay, I get it.
I'm Matthew Buck, and that was The Ugly Truth.